We don't object to insurance benefits. We object to paying for them. In this educational episode, I'm going to address how to redirect otherwise payable taxes to pay for your life insurance. Now, a lot of times people hear me say that and they go, oh, come on. No, you don't fill out a form that you submit to the IRS to get your taxes to be sent over to pay for life insurance. No, this is an indirect way that for years I've redirected otherwise payable taxes to causes I support, including insuring myself. So get ready, you're going to be blown away. So my name's Doug Andrew. I've been a financial strategist, a tax minimization specialist now for more than 48 years, helping thousands of Americans optimize their assets and minimize taxes. And one of my favorite financial vehicles to accomplish this goal is a Max Funded Indexed Universal Life Insurance contract structured correctly and funded properly. And if it is done properly, it qualifies to be called a laser fund. Now, laser is an acronym that I've used for years that stands for Liquid Asset Safely Earning Returns. This is where I have successfully earned average rates of return of 9.62% for the last 42 years since it was introduced in 1980. There are some 10 and 20 year periods I've earned 11, netting 10 cash on cash. And there are some 1 year periods where I have been credited 16%, 25%, even 61.33% as of March of 2020 to March of 2021 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. There are opportunities there where you can lock in huge gains. The beauty of indexed universal life is you do not lose due to market downturns. Now, there's other video episodes that explain that. But I want to address in this episode how a Max Funded Indexed Universal Life can be structured so that the life insurance that the IRS says has to be there or else it will not be tax-free can actually be viewed as being money that you would otherwise shell out in unnecessary income tax, okay? So let me quickly review with you how a Max Funded Indexed Universal Life works. If you wanted to reposition assets, and many times, clients would come to me and maybe they would have $200,000 of money sort of trapped in IRAs and 401ks, yet to be taxed. And they realized that was invested in the market and they wanted to get out of the market because they were going to be retiring. So they wanted to get rid of that danger of market downturns, market volatility. And they realized that today's tax rates were going to be lower than the future because taxes are likely going to be higher. And they also realized that where they had their money was not going to keep up with or exceed inflation. So they usually would come to my educational events in order to eliminate the dangers of taxes, inflation, and market volatility. And the best instrument to do that is a Max Funded Indexed Universal Life because they're tax-free. I've always outperformed the rate of inflation during any period of time. And I do not lose when the market goes down because my money is not invested or at risk in the market. I get to participate when the market goes up, but I do not lose when the market goes down. Now, if this is new to you, you need to search on this channel for various episodes that explains indexing. But people come to me because they want to optimize their assets by increasing liquidity, the safety of their money, safety of their principal, and increase their rate of return. And they prefer tax-free. So many times I'll do a strategic rollout from maybe that money out of IRAs or 401ks. And so people would come and maybe have 200,000 of IRAs or 401ks that we would want to reposition using a strategic rollout, get the taxes over and done with, and put the net into a Max Funded Indexed Universal Life, a laser fund. They might have $200,000 coming out of a rental home that they sold. They were sick and tired of being a landlord, taking out the trash, evicting tenants, and fixing toilets, and they didn't want to do that anymore. And so they wanted a place to put in $200,000 that came from the sale of that property. Maybe they had $100,000 sitting in a bank or credit union, and they realized, golly, I'm rowing upstream at the rate of 1 mile an hour, 1% interest in a bank. The current of inflation's coming down at 3, 4, 5 times that. I'm going backwards with money in a bank or credit union. So if we add up the 200,000 of IRA or 401ks, 200,000 of equity coming from the sale of their rental property, maybe another 100,000, that equals $500,000 that they want to optimize to increase the liquidity, safety, and rate of return. Mr. Andrew, they would ask, what do you recommend? And I would show them all kinds of alternatives. But the one that they always chose when they saw the results was the Max Funded Indexed Universal Life, because it knocked the socks off of all the other alternatives for accumulating the money tax-free at nice average rates of return between 7 to 10% or higher. And they were not subject to the market volatility anymore. And it stayed ahead of inflation historically, and on and on. And so this would require me to structure an indexed universal life policy that would accommodate $500,000. And if they were 60 years old, you'll learn on my educational videos, the IRS requires they have to have about double that in the amount of life insurance. Now, you can buy way more life insurance than $1 million for $500,000. That's not the objective. You're wanting that $500,000 to grow at a great internal rate of return where you can average, let's say if you averaged 11, you can net 10 like I have for many 20-year periods. So you want the cost of the insurance to only use about one of those percentage points over the life of that insurance contract, 20 years, 25, 30 years, retroactive back to day one, okay? So if you're 60 years old and you want to put in $500,000, the minimum amount of insurance is $1 million. As you put in your $500,000, that qualifies as part of the death benefit. The insurance company is only going to charge you for the net amount at risk. When that $500,000 is in the policy, they're only charging you for the remaining $500,000 because they're just going to pay out $1 million when you die. That's all you want because you want that $500,000 to generate tax-free income. In fact, I've had many clients who have generated $50,000 a year of tax-free income out of that $500,000. If you let it sit and grow, $500,000 would maybe double in about 7.5 years at 9.6% to $1 million. Now the cash value equals the death benefit, and so now the death benefit has to stay ahead by about 5 percentage points if you happen to die. But you've basically become self-insured. Now, when I show this to people and I would illustrate it, I would show them, here is the alternative that will last until you're 120 years old. If you wanted to generate $50,000 a year of tax-free income, this one lasts until you're 120 over here. These others, your IRAs or 401ks or these mutual funds and so forth, because they're only tax deferred, you're going to have to pay tax. They're all going to run out of money at age 76, age 82, age 84. This one lasts till you're 120. Which one do you want? And they would say, oh, hello, this one that lasts until I'm 120. What is it? And I'd say, well, that's a life insurance policy. Oh, we don't need any life insurance. I'd go, well, yeah, but which one performs the best? Well, that one, but we don't need any insurance. This is net. Well, what's the cost of that insurance? I'm going, this is net. That's the wrong question. It's not a matter of what does it cost you? What is it making you? It's making you far more than the others. Well, we don't need any insurance. I said, okay, then make me the beneficiary. Choose the one that is the best, the one that generates the most for the longest period of time. And it took them a long time to get their brain around that was the net after the cost of the insurance. And so sometimes I'd say, okay, now we don't object to insurance benefits. We object to paying for them. I've never had a widow or a widower turn down an insurance check. I've never had, a husband pass away and I walk in with a $500,000 or $1 million insurance death benefit and had a widow say, oh, no, that's okay. No, they never turn it down. We don't object to the insurance benefits. I mean, if your employer came to you and said, hey, we've had a banner year this last year, we have some additional benefits we're now offering. We are going to provide some free life insurance here this next year. How much would you like? Most people go, tax-free, as much as I can get. See, we don't object to the benefit. We object to paying for it. So when I would illustrate these, and they would see that if they earned 10%, they would net 9. If they earned 8, they would net 7 tax-free. If they earned 11, they'd net 10. If they earned 16, they'd net 15. I'd say that's 1%. That 1%, you can think it's a cost, but hello, if you earned 11 like I have and you netted 10, that 1%, which is the cost of the insurance that the IRS says has to be there, is really not a cost, it's a benefit, because when I die, it's going to blossom. So, but if I were comparing that to IRAs or 401ks in the market where most Americans have their IRAs or 401ks, and if I was earning 11, let's say 12%, there are a lot of advisors like Dave Ramsey that say, hang in there, you'll average 12%. Okay, let's assume you do. If you earn 12% in a tax deferred IRA or 401k, and you had $1 million nest egg, and if you were really earning 12 and you pulled out $120,000 a year, you're going to have to pay tax usually of a third of that, $40,000 in tax. You're only netting 8%, 80,000, and then another 1% in fees. You're only netting 70,000. What would you rather do? Try to earn 12% in a volatile stock market to net 70,000 to buy gas and groceries? Or would you rather more conservatively in an indexed universal life earn 11 and net 10? Because then on $1 million nest egg, you can have 100,000 a year of tax-free income instead of 70,000 a year of net after-tax and fee income out of an IRA or 401k mutual fund portfolio. Does that make sense? It's a no-brainer. The fact of the matter is many people who have their money in IRAs or 401ks invested in the market are only earning about 3.5% according to Dalbar. That's pretty pathetic. That's why there's a 4% rule in the financial services industry. The broker-dealers only want you to pull out 4%. Out of $1 million nest egg, they only want you to pull out $40,000 a year. In a 25% bracket, you're only netting 3% or $30,000 a year. I can earn 10 and net 9. How much more is 9% on $1 million? That's $90,000 instead of $30,000 after tax out of a 4% payout on IRAs and 401ks. That's 3 times as much income. 90,000 is 300% more than 30,000. The difference in that money, if I'm earning 10, netting 9, that 1% is money that would have gone out the window in unnecessary tax if I followed the herd and put my money into traditional IRAs or 401ks. So that's why I say, you know what? For years, I've let Uncle Sam pay for my life insurance. Now, indirectly, the money that pays for the insurance is not a cost. It's a benefit. But that is a minuscule amount of money, interest, that would otherwise have gone out the window in unnecessary tax if I followed the herd and put money into tax-deferred investments like IRAs and 401ks. Is that making sense? So this is the most powerful concept. This is how to redirect otherwise payable taxes to causes you support, including your life insurance protection. We don't object to the benefit. We object to paying for it. Let otherwise payable tax cover you for your life insurance. If this is intriguing you, I want to gift you a copy of this book called The Laser Fund. It's 300 pages, jam-packed with information like this. You can pay $20 for it on Amazon, and if you do, thank you, but I will gift you a copy. So you claim your free copy of this 300-page book by going to laserfund, laserfund.com, or click on the link below. You contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling. I'll cover the rest of that cost. I'll pay for the book. I'll fire out a hard copy to you. It's actually 2 books in one. This side are all the charts and graphs and explanations, 200 pages. If you learn more by stories and examples, you're a right brain learner, you flip it over. This is about 100 pages, 12 chapters with 62 actual client stories. If you want to use your whole brain, you can read both, okay? But when you're in there claiming your free copy of that book, because I'll fire it out to you immediately, check out, you can listen and learn, you can watch and learn. There's even regular online webinars that we teach, and you can even schedule a time to talk to an IUL specialist to see how a laser fund could be designed for you so that you can redirect otherwise payable taxes to causes you support, including your life insurance protection. soon.